Down to the business end of Premier Class. This is the first final. Championship leader Jamie Jenkins starting 8th. Well, he should be. I don't think he's lined up there. He looks more like in 6th place. Ingram has pole. Trot on grid 3. Jonathan Listener on the front row with Ingram. There seems to be some debate about starting positions there. I've got a feeling that Mark Craddock has moved over and let Jamie Jenkins start higher up to help his championship. Rolling round, picking up the pace. The grid might not be quite right, but we're going. Mick Eldridge has the flag. We're racing. Ingram in the blue, Powell in the red on the front row, and it's Ingram into the lead and Trot's going around the outside of Powell. Can he get it finished? He can't. Jenkins has put a move on Jonathan Listener, who's been shuffled down the pack. He's been swallowed up by Brenton Miller, Anthony Teal, Mark Craddock, Stu Simons. After all the hard work of winning that second heat, he's out. Off with Carl Tebbett. Ingram pulling clear of Brian Trott, who's grabbed second from Chris Powell. Jenkins up to 4th, but under pressure from Brenton Miller, Anthony Teal, Mark Craddock, Darren Teal. And it's still side by side at the back of the field, like they're rolling up for the start, but it's the end of lap 1. And Ingram's pulled clear, 1.7 seconds at a Brian Trott, and Cowell's almost in the tyres. The field appears to have split into 2, with Phil Ingram pulling away from all of them. Pethick putting a move on Cowell. Jenkins has lost ground to Chris Powell. He's half a second behind. And he's got Brenton Miller on his bumper. They're still sorting out the line through the field. Bell and O'Connor. And Chris Bell's been shuffled down the line, and Lee Clackett's looking to do the pair of them. That's the battle for 16th. Up front, Phil Ingram is the fastest thing on the track. He's out to 2 seconds now. Brian Trott has dropped Chris Powell. Let's see if Brian Trott's got the beans to run Phil Ingram down. Cowell under pressure from Mark Lowcombe. Battle for 13th. Brenton Miller has passed Jamie Jenkins into Christmas Corner. Is Jenkins struggling here because he's lost out Anthony Teal into Winkerman's. And Mark Craddock is immediately onto his bumper. Darren Teal, Dan Butler joining in. Powell has closed into Brian Trott. The battle for second is anything but decided. 3 laps in the book, and look again, Ingram is flying. He has the staff cart. It is a rocket ship. Jenkins is struggling. He's been dropped by Anthony Teal, and he's covering an assault from Mark Craddock. Now I wonder if Mark Craddock's prepared to follow Jamie Jenkins for 17 laps. It doesn't look like it. He's lost out now to Darren Teal, Dan Butler. Jamie Jenkins going backwards. And he's under pressure from Stuart Simons. Oh, this was an opportunity for Jamie Jenkins to virtually wrap up the Premiership Championship. With 2 rounds still to go at Buckmore Park and Rye House. Well, I think it might go further than Buckmore Park now. Phil Ingram, dark horse perhaps in the championship. He's out there in the lead. These points could push him back into the championship title picture. Clackett now looking to the inside of Allwood. This is the battle for 14th. And that battle continues. Pete O'Connor leads it now. O'Connor, Allwood, Clackett, Bell just off Carl Tebbett. Lowcombe looking to the inside of Cowell. Can he get it done? Oh, Cowell tried to turn in there. Will he cut across his bows into Inkermans? He has. Cowell determined to hang on to 13th place. And look at the lead that Phil Ingram has. It's over 4 seconds now. Anthony Teal has been quiet so far today. He's on the bumper of Brenton Miller and looking for 4th. He's prepared to wait. Cowell forced to defend again from Matt Lowcombe. And Allwood's gone off. Clackett spins out again. Well, Ingram is pulling clear. It's nearly 5 seconds his lead now, but the battle for second is very much alive. Brian Trott, Chris Powell, Brenton Miller, Anthony Teal, Dan Butler within range. We're watching the battle for 11th. Palmvere, Najjar, John Pethick. Pethick looking for a way into Crook. And he's getting a run. Palmvere's gone narrow. Narrow enough to stop Pethick getting through. Now Pethick, will he cut back and look to get through at Inkermans? He's looking for it. Ingram pulling clear. Look at the gap now. That's a tester. Second place is Brian Trott. Chris Powell, Brenton Miller, Anthony Teal. Butler just off. Craddock beginning to fall away with Darren Teal. And Butler's in the slipstream of Anthony Teal. It's set the fastest lap for him. And he's getting a run into Christmas Corner. Has Anthony Teal got anything for Dan Butler? Yes, he is. He turns in. Not prepared to give it up just yet. Phil Ingram's lead has pushed on again. It's now 6 seconds. At this rate, he'll be in the second final before the first one is finished. That's the kind of dominance he's showing here. Trott ahead of Chris Powell, Brenton Miller, Anthony Teal. Jenkins is holding off Stu Simons. He's obviously found a way to make that cart work. Trott now under real pressure. It's going to tell. Trott, I fear, might be trying to back Chris Powell into Anthony Teal to get a breather. Butler on the bumper of Brenton Miller. So the leading pack just beginning to splinter just a little bit here. We've got 3 fighting for second. Trott, Powell and Teal. Then a second group beginning with Brenton Miller, Dan Butler, Mark Craddock, Darren Teal. That's the top 8. Jenkins falling away with Stu Simons, who's struggling to get past him. Well, it's back together again now. It's a 7-card dice. And looking at the way Trott is running through Zulu here, I'm almost certain we're watching a tactical battle. Brian Trott is trying to back Chris Powell into Anthony Teal. Keep him occupied and hold on to second. And look, it's letting Brenton Miller get a run on Anthony Teal. Brenton Miller back to 4th. Teal now will be preoccupied by Dan Butler. This is a different kind of Premier race. It's not balls out. It's a game of high-speed chess. Powell to the inside, a trot for second. Powell is through. It hasn't worked. Powell now on the defensive. That slows down the field again, and look, Trot's been pushed out by Brenton Miller and Anthony Teal. And he's trying to get back in line for fear of losing out to Mark Craddock. And Darren Teal behind. It's getting busy. So Powell in second, Miller third, Teal fourth, and his truck coming straight back at him. Not just yet. Butler to the inside of Darren Teal. That's for seventh. I can tell you that Phil Ingram is 10 seconds up the road. Jenkins still managing to hold off Stuart Simons. Just can't close those last couple of cart lengths. Trot again trying to find a way past Anthony Teal into Christmas corner. Teal hanging on, going narrow to hang on to fourth place in Wigman's. Here comes Simons at last. Now I expect Stu Simons to be able to pull away pretty quickly. I think it's too late to join the battle for second. Oh, Simons drops it off on the grass, but the gear block is fairly dry this morning. Two laps from the finish. Teal, will he go defensive into Christmas corner again? Of course he does. It leaves the door open, maybe it's for Craddock. Bit of contact with Trot. Teal on the grass on the inside, trying to hang on here. Now, will the crisscross work? Trot's on the outside for the first part of Zulu. Will it be side by side? They're managing to get through there. Clean, hard, fair racing in Club 100. Teal and Butler now side by side into the toe of the boat, and it's gone Butler's way, but on the crisscross once again. Well, it's not worked. Butler hangs on to seventh, and look, Simons is closing in, and he's towing with him Jamie Jenkins. Anthony Teal's defence of fourth place is letting Chris Powell and Brenton Miller pull clear. Powell will be second, Miller will finish third, but they're absolutely nowhere compared to Phil Ingram. He's already in the second final. It's been a champion's drive. Dominating from the outset is Phil Ingram, making a late run on retaining his champion's title.